Retail businesses are undergoing rapid digital transformation at a global scale. Certain brands are seizing the opportunity to become disruptors and shape the future of retail.
Today, more than 80% of shoppers conduct online research before making a purchase in-store, while spending 6+ hours online on average per day.
With this new paradigm powered by the speed of tech advancement, digital commerce is no longer a supplementary revenue channel. It has become a vital part of staying competitive and meeting the rising expectations of consumers today.
However, the user journey from discovery to conversion to retention is managed by a fragmented tech ecosystem that distorts a seamless shopping experience.
This is where Green Honchos partners with growth-focused retailers to provide full-stack digital commerce enablement.
We integrate best-in-class technologies and digital channels of commerce to weave a unified customer experience that helps brands drive higher revenue growth.
From creating high-converting websites to crafting brand-native digital content, as well as enabling omnichannel growth of your business.
We also lean on complementary technologies like generative AI and marketing automation to deliver nearly an unfair digital advantage for our brand partners.
In the past decade, we have helped over 200 global retail brands in their digital transformation journey while scaling them profitably online. At Green Honchos, we are known for minding your business.
Think digital. Go online, grow online. Connect today.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Naveen Joshua. I represent Green Honchos, a leading digital transformation commerce agency. We integrate tech, digital, along with consulting and implementation, and scale brands. I'll just run this quickly because I have a couple of eminent panelists waiting, 2 minutes. So this is the digital transformation framework. One size doesn't fit all. We believe that there are a lot of cookie cutter agencies out there, both in tech as well as in digital or in the branding side. And there's a lot of attribution hacking that's happening. So we don't believe that one size fits all. There's a lot of innovation coming in at this point, a lot of buzzword around AI. But how relevant is it to fashion is something that we will be discussing with our panel, including things like quick commerce for D2C. Is this a dream or a reality, especially in fashion? Where are the applicabilities of AI in fashion retail? Conversion rate optimization is more than either broken tech or a broken digital journey. Is it even possible to scale profitably, or is it at the expense of each other? And the overall convergence of the online to offline or the offline to online experience are aspects that Green Honchos is doubling down on as we speak. We have some IPs built around this. We believe that there are tenets of growth for a retail business online. It could be a brand, it could be a retailer. The number one thing is the merchandise itself. The product is always the king, the product pricing placement. Then we do believe that the tech and the customer experience is of paramount, especially in a unifying and convergent environment. Then it comes to omni-channel marketing or presence, and a lot of data to tie that up all with analytics. So there are multiple business models. We won't bore you much with it. There's only one more slide to go. But it all does come together if we are able to tie it up in a seamless and data-driven environment. And a lot of partners at this point. We work with a ton of them, everyone you see out there. But how does it all come together to scale profitably is what we'd like to talk about. So I'll just take some time to invite my panelists over. Maybe we'll get the chairs out here. Hi, guys. My absolute pleasure to introduce the panelists here. As the moderator, it's the easiest job to ask the questions and not even listen to the answers necessarily. But I'll just pass it over to you. We've already made our introductions with a shameless plug-in for 5 minutes. But over to you guys, please, one by one.
So I'll start with, my name is Zahid. I head IT for Forever New. We are a women's fashion brand. Probably, I think we, at least women's in the hall, I believe we don't need any introduction. So we are a well-known brand. Nice to know.
Hi, this is Nirdosh. I lead the technology and product for Agilitas. Agilitas is a brand platform company, and we are in journey of making a sportswear amazing brand out of India. We have launch, which is very, very soon, and I think our teams will be announcing that very, very soon. Thank you.
Hi everyone, good evening. I'm Ketan. I head modern trade and e-commerce at Modenik Lifestyle. We are a house of brands in the lifestyle space, namely Enamor, a leading women's lifestyle brand, Dixie Scott, which is a mass men's innerwear brand, and we have a license with Levi's for men's bodywear and socks.
So over to the keynote of the discussion. I think the buzzword is digital transformation, one, and omnichannel, definitely the other. Around post-COVID times, I think omnichannel became more mainstream, at least in conversation. But I'd like to just throw it across to our panelists, basis their varied experiences now and previously, that what's the reality of omnichannel? Has it really landed? I'll just add on there, I think in certain geographies, omni-channel means omni-fulfillment. In certain, it means a lot more of omni-experience for the customer. And in some, it also means omni-channel marketing. In its totality, it's probably omni-channel end-to-end. But depending on the stages of your business, which part have you doubled down on? What are the real challenges? What do you see? Anyone? Zahid, you want to start, please?
Yep. Rightly said, Naveen. I think omni-channel is probably, I'm not sure how well it is understood, but as you said that omni-channel is not just about fulfilling from multiple warehouses, stores, or it's not just about fulfilling the inventory, but I see that providing a unified experience across your channels, whether the customer is coming from store or from online. How do you ensure that the product availability is across the channels is same, the price point is same, your options, your catalogs are same, your discounts are same, and are unified? How do you run a unified loyalty program? How do you ensure that the customer journey which starts from online, and if the same customer comes to your store, how do you ensure that you provide a similar experience, or how do you ensure that the customer journey continue from the online where the customer has left? To me, that's actually a unified, that's a true omni-channel.
I think this is a word, we all love it, right? And I think we do some part of it and then leave it out there, right? If you really look up building a brand or a consumer product, you have multiple dimensions on which you build this product, right? From creating a brand promise to creating great products, and then ultimately giving promises through your channels or the touch points out there, right? While we're trying to build this out, I think this very important and very obvious thing comes out and says, if I have a customer out there in any channel, am I able to support them out seamlessly? But maybe that's not really the entire solution for Omni, right? As much as we optimize our conversation and engagement with our customers, there is a huge part which needs to synergize our entire ecosystem out there, right? From supply chain to how do we handle our products, how do we support our products post-purchase, right? So there is a lot of those dimensions which needs to come in. If we have to summarize this entire thing in one single sentence, what I really mean is that every resource a business needs to be out there, needs to have a uniform representation to customer. And whenever customer interacts with them, they are not finding themselves to be lost, right? They're always in a care. They're always been taken care for whatever is the purpose they're out there for, to touch base with you.
I would totally second what both of them said. To my mind, omni-channel is definitely the unified view of customers across various life cycle stages of that customer. But reality is, it is confined to your own D2C and your own stores. It's very difficult to go beyond that. And that's where we are also from a brand perspective, things like buy online, return in store, buy online, pick up in store, look at in store if you don't have it in store, buy it online. All of that enablement is there. But do you really know if it's the same customer buying in a multi-brand store? Do you really know it's the same customer buying on an Amazon and coming to you? You don't. So that's where the reality is.
So basically, I think what you're saying is, what I'm hearing across is owning the customer experience and trying to be able to see how with first-party data we can actually enhance all touch points and envelope the customer in a seamless journey. So yeah, I mean, sorry. Sorry. So I think there's also a natural extension, and everyone wants to talk about another channel of omni-channel commerce, which is quick commerce. From your normal e-commerce, there was express, and there's queue, which is 10-minute, 15-minute. And the madness of it seemed quite unreal, or the need of it. But I see even fashion, relevant to this forum, is biting that bullet now slowly. Each of you have different kinds of brands to represent. Some talked about density, some talked about premiumization. So from what you represent and what you see, if you can share some thoughts on the Q-commerce space.
So I'll start with, so as we are a fashion brand, and then if you see our products, they're very niche. There is an element of design into it. We own the inventory. We are a direct D2C brand. I think for us, quick commerce is slightly away because the impulse to buy something within 10 minutes probably is not there for a fashion. And then currently the model with the quick commerce is that you need to actually give inventory to a third party, and put that into a warehouse. So probably that model is not right fit for us at this point of time. I don't know probably what will happen in the future. But since I manage tech, from a tech perspective, is another nightmare to implement and send your inventory or probably store your inventory with another party. But what we are achieving, and with all quick commerce and all, and I think a lot of brands are, even including fashion, is there on quick commerce now. But what it is actually making customer realize that that if today as a brand, if we say that we deliver your product in 7 to 8 days, that is not acceptable by a customer, and probably we'll lose the customer there. So what we are trying to achieve instead of quick commerce is a kind of an express delivery. How do we ensure that we can deliver at least in a metro cities where we have direct presence? How can we ensure that we can deliver the same day or at least by next day? Those are the things that we are exploring. We're not there, but we will be there soon.
Keynotes I picked up is the kind of brand, the premiumness of it. There are drops, and then you don't have that depth of inventory at all points to be able to even get into a heavy inventory-led model. And the move towards express, so you improving that and owning the experience. So 2 great points made on that. So Nirdosh, your experience.
I think we should be really proud of what we have done as India, building internet commerce and technologies, right? Pretty much I think we innovated how people should do payments actually, right? And I think today it's so seamless that I don't think barely any other country in this scale does what we do as India today, right? And I kind of see the quick commerce is this another dimension, which is unique on its own. If you can go and compare anywhere, I don't think any other country at this scale has been able to really do this, right? Which is phenomenally great, which is essentially saying, I could serve my customer for a specific needs very, very quickly, which is very different, offering for my customers, right? I'm sure all of us will agree. Few years ago, we would have been talked about this. Nobody would have been agreed even for, general commodities, the groceries, and all of those things. But I'm sure we innovated, and today we found that it's a great business out there, which is helping, a lot of these things to be instantaneously being gratified, right? If you look up the models from retail experience, you have customer coming in, they like the product, they buy it out, it's just instantaneous, right? And that's so amazing. But then we have e-commerce, which takes somewhere, if you best really go and operate there, it's somewhere like maybe at least 24 hours or 48 hours. We recently started maybe 6 hours, 2 hours as journeys. But if you really see the entire curve, instant gratification kind of helps you out make the day for your customer, right? Your number of returns are very less. The moment the time which is reduced between they willing something to buy versus when you hand it over, right? It's very simple. Which also means that if you walk into quick commerce journey, which is 15 minutes, 30 minutes, I don't know what's realistic for fashion, but I'm sure this is going to have a far more deepening effect to all of us, right? Now, what are the key things for this? There is a few things, is that it needs depth into the products which you build. And if you can find density into a specific area, I truly see quick commerce has the great play into fashion as well, right? You will need to identify. I don't think you can do it for everything, but if you have a depth and there is a great density on a specific area, you can definitely plant, the quick commerce for fashion as well.
Some great insights there, Nirdosh. Thanks. So Ketan, you are the one who's actually on it and seeing the advantage of it basis the segments on Innoware, and you're seeing volume, you're already trading on them. So your insights will also be extremely useful at this point.
You know what Nirdosh just said, we are actually seeing that play out in reality. And for our brands, both men's and women's, we are just 3 months old into quick commerce, but already seeing the demand skyrocketing. From a brand perspective, it's always go where the consumer is, right? And they rightly pointed out that it's a game of narrower width and far higher depth. What we've been able to solve for, and we are live across Blinkit, Zepto, Swiggy, Instamart, Big Basket, now Flipkart Minutes, you name anything, right? Is to leverage our offline data as well as our marketplace data to go down to a pin code level and really identify. And it's again a test and learn. It's not a perfect situation, but we've been very smart in finding out which are those SKUs, both styles, colors, sizes, etc. in a particular pin code. Go after that, keep that, play it out for a couple of weeks, see what works, pull out the rest. And that's the cycle that we're following right now.
Nirdosh, I remember we were also mentioning in our previous discussion that it's also very opportunistic. Either it's a festival or it's a campaign, and then you kind of go into quick commerce. Do you want to share some thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think it's same logic, right? I think what I said about density and the depth. I mean, we all love cricket as a country. You can think about, Bangalore will be great choice for RCB jerseys to be out there, right? And I think we have seen that. I'm not sure I think the Zepto did this last year, right? And that's a great example for us to go back and connect the dots and say, there is a lot of people looking out for this. I don't think people have pre-planned purchases done for this. And people are going to look for this instantaneously, something to quickly pick up. Nobody has a time to go to a store, and hence they need this something to happen it out in very short period of time, right? So those are the insights. I think the data is going to play a key role in here. Specific regions will be very, very important because you cannot play the same, you cannot have the same article out there in Chennai or in Delhi or Mumbai, for example. You will need to find what works here. I mean, this is just the example, but you could just replicate this out pretty much everywhere else. So I think those are things can really work well. I mean, we all celebrate Holi, and I'm pretty sure a lot of time we figure out that we don't really have apparels for that. And it may be a quick choice. You would want to go and pick it out from there. I mean, many such examples out there.
So I'll just hop on to the next point. From an omni-channel perspective, there are also some in-store innovations that you must be trying out, and representing technology on the panel. What have you been trying? What are the experiments being run? Any cohorts being run on in-store tech? Just to engage the consumer more or drive more, time spent.
So, Naveen, I'll start with the storefront. If you notice our store, so we started putting digital screens in all our storefronts. The motive is, to drive some engagement when the customer is outside and trying to bring customer in, or at least try to showcase what exactly we are as a brand. That is the first point. Then there are various technologies inside there. Uh, uh, they're not all which we're in the process of implementing, so it's not there. But we are in discussions with wherein you can actually identify a customer as well. And then you do a clienteling. Like if a customer comes in, you greet the customer, you tell them that you bought it this previously, we have a new design, do you want to try that? Or do you bought something previously, you have this much of loyalty points. To get into an engagement with the customer. Another thing that I'm trying to implement is, though we are actually trying to do this for quite a long time, but we are not able to crack it, which is using AI and AR and have something called smart mirrors, wherein you don't need to wear every single dress. You bring in front of a dress, and then you should see a digital version of it wearing that kind of a dress. The tech is there, but currently the cost-wise, it is not feasible at this point of time, but I'm sure the way the technology is improving, it would be there sooner. So these are the future technologies. Some of these we are working upon. One of these is the smart receipt systems. So we have enabled it for quite some time now. That help us, provide the in-store walk-in customer, trying to convert that into a digital one, or try to initiate a digital journey with an offline kind of a customer, wherein we send them a smart receipt, which after the transaction, through which you can see what you have bought. You can generate an invoice, how many loyalty points you have. So it's the start of a digital interaction with the customer. So we're trying with these kind of technologies.
Excellent. I'll jump to you, Ketan. Are you seeing in stores that customers like to be left a bit more for their own exploration, more self-service, more self-checkout? A few global brands have begun doing that fairly successfully. Are you seeing a drift of the Indian customer also wanting to do more of that?
I'll answer this from the perspective of our women's brand, Enamor. Enamor sells lingerie, as I mentioned earlier, and women's lingerie is quite a complex category, right? Multiple styles, at least 4 or 5 colors in each, different purposes or different solutions that they're meant for, and then 22, 23 sizes as well. So availability becomes a challenge. From an omni-channel perspective, what we found is typically 6 months ago when a customer used to walk in, the customer used to try on, and then fit is a very, very important thing. The person in the store is trained to fit the customer first, and then aid the customer in making a purchase decision based on what outerwear, what occasion, etc., etc. Inventories, you can never get it perfect, right? And like I mentioned, the width is higher relative to outerwear, plus the depth also is adequately required. A simple solution like placing a QR code in the store, very, very rudimentary solution to say that, okay, a customer tried X type of a bra, Y type of a size, Z type of a color, probably didn't fit, but something that the fit consultant advised that this can fit you. It's just as simple as go and scan the QR code, it takes you to our D2C and you can purchase it online. A very, very simplistic solution. The other part is the reverse of it, which is what we're trying to do but haven't been able to solve for, is how do you bring in that in-store fitting experience, which is a very, very, you would understand it, intimate and very, very involved, engaged aid to buy. How do you replicate that online? Because there are a lot of customers, probably for lack of time, probably for whatever reason, want to have that online. Also, returns is a big problem. Getting a lot of returns, logistics costs, etc., is also solving for that through an AI-aided body type simulant, where obviously you don't ask somebody to put up their body specs, but at least some amount of questioning, and then you can solve for that fitting part is what we're trying to solve for.
Excellent. Nirdosh, any further thoughts on any trends or insights on how the customer wants to be engaged, let's say in store, or wants a unified experience?
I will probably, both the colleagues have touched, the points, and I think I will take this conversation towards engagement part of the consumer engagement, right? If you really think about, we all obsess for customer engagement. We tried various ways from in a digital ocean, sending out emails to WhatsApp to I don't know what else, right? And we find it to be very difficult to create true engagement out there. We succeed to a certain percentage, but we don't really succeed too much, right? We find this to be done the best on your experience centers, on your retail stores, and this becomes a great opportunity for us to find how do we create deeper engagement which resonates with today's generation of the way of working out, right? We all like to be private, right? We all like to be secretive in nature until unless we really need to spell out what do I really need, right? Can we build engagement on our experience center which allows people to explore the way they would want to explore your brand out there, right? What I mean by this is that can I enable my customers to make use of the devices they carry all the time with them, and which is pretty obvious for the cities like this and even tier 2 and tier 3 cities in India. It's very popular that a smartphone is something everybody carries. Can I enable them to know our products far more deeper and better than probably we could advertise forever? On top of it, you sprinkle a little bit of personalization where you understand what is this customer really likes about it, and I am presenting the content which is most relevant for them. So you're not really throwing up the exact same piece of information to every other customer, but you know this customer has been looking out for a few things. Maybe the health is important factor for it. Maybe it's a casual wear is important thing for this customer. And I bring in those points upfront so that customer is able to engage with your product far more deeper, right? What it also gives is it gives you the great amount of intelligence you as a brand to say out of the list of products I keep it in my store, what products are getting attention to it? What products are getting converted as a sales, right? So you will be able to build your far more better creative and creation line, which enables you to say what people are looking out in what areas and what's the kind of product we should be bringing it out for next. Your assortment, your planning, that all becomes fantastic just with this one single insight. You are not intimidating your customer by asking too many questions, but you're sensing all these signals as they interact in your stores.
Excellent. I think we have at least one round of questions more for each. While omni-channel and digital transformation is something which is very phygital in nature, it's not physical only or it's not online only. And therefore, omni-channel, I think, is a lot more of the customer continuously going between channels and us trying to catch up with a kind of an envelope around them. So personalization, I think, plays a fairly important role towards increasing conversion rate. At least that's the hypothesis. Any thoughts in your business or from your experiences of how omni-channel for the consumer or omni-fulfillment, again for the consumer, or omni-marketing for the consumer, delivers a more personalized and therefore the conversion rate.
So I get your question, Naveen. Certainly it helps, and specifically when you have your first market data, first app data, so you know precisely what kind of customers you have, what is their persona. We run a CRM system which has an AI-based functionality which creates persona. So you know precisely what kind of customers you have, what are their demographics, what are their likes and all. And that data, the marketing can use, for various personalized communications. Because you know that what is the customer needs, and you can do a predictive analysis basis, various algorithms, various engines, what would be the next buy of that customer, whether it's a discount seeker customer or whether it's just a one-time customer. All that is there. And because one communication to all your customer doesn't work in today's time, right. So you need to know your customer quite well. You need to have a personas. For all that perspective, we do that.
Nirdosh, any last thoughts on that? Personalization, conversion, or are we just trying to improve experience?
Yeah, I think we all get the point that we need to personalize. But I think what my personal experience is that personalization is not static. right? Which means that what I like yesterday or day before yesterday or last month may not necessarily continue to be true for my future interaction with the brand or anything else, right, for example. What it really enables us is that we need to explore another dimension of personalization, which is essentially collaborative understanding about the context, right? What it means is that while you have been able to segment me as a customer, as a specific persona, my behavior is changing continuously due to season, due to festivities and all of those things. And that is what my collaborative segmentation gives me as understanding. So while you found me out in a specific journey, you'll be able to create journey and say, now this customer is, this kind of customers are transitioning to this kind of behavior. And that's what I truly see as a journey we need to really traverse in a personalization part of it. We cannot just say, Nirdosh is so-and-so and this is what he likes, because he's going to change the context at the things around him changes, right? And that's exactly what we're going to learn from our other customers, and we can offer the better choices for our customers, right? So I would say on a personalization, we need to also add the context of those specific segments journeys are traversing to, and I think that is where we need to land into.
Ketan, last thoughts from this panel.
What Nirdosh just touched upon, we've been able to do that to some extent, and obviously not on our own, but by partnering with one of the largest marketplaces, as well as one of the chain stores. So this hyper-personalization or customized personalization in some sense, where the consumer is changing as the months go by based on seasonality, based on festivity, etc. They share that information with us. Obviously, they don't reveal the first-party data, but at least they give a cohort of who you can go after. For example, XYZ customer had bought a T-shirt during summer. Can you push a T-shirt bra kind of a promotion to them? Same customer bought a ethnic wear. Can you push something that supports that ethnic wear? Both in the offline space in the chain store as well as online through their own CRM systems, through their own one-to-one communication. We've seen conversions go up there significantly and help maintain our share and rank.
So just to add, Naveen, personalization is not just about sending communication, personalized communication to customer, but is also to understand the needs of the customer. Sometimes, this data is needed by planning team to identify, what kind of sizes you need to make, what kind of styles are more. I know that it's not specific to an individual, but at least you will get some understanding when you have data available till personalized level, what kind of products you need to manufacture, what kind of sizes you need to manufacture, what styles are more selling. So all that helps.
Sure. Yeah, it's not just the customer side of it, but it loops back into the supply chain.
Exactly, yeah.
So, excellent. Gentlemen, anything more, or I think we are done with our time. Thanks, gentlemen. Much appreciate your insights. Valuable to all. Thank you.